great to be here, mate. Bangladesh has really looked after us on our arrival. It's been a really safe process to getting into our rooms for the days of isolation. And yeah, great news. Everyone's got a negative result. So yeah, not too much longer to go till we can get out and get about. I think everyone was gutted for him. I mean, he's had a big winter away. He's been fortunate enough to go to the IPL and play in the Blast, then play in the 100. So everyone was looking forward to him coming into Bangladesh. Sorry, and seeing him show us skills. And yeah, it's a real shame. But thankfully, he's starting to feel a bit better, and he's isolating away somewhere and in the hotel on the other side. So hopefully, see him in I don't know, just under 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, there's a master plan of, I guess, how Gary and the VC's staff and that want to play T20, have a T20 blueprint as such. But that all changes once we get to conditions and that. So, to be honest, it's not too much of a change. I think the modern way with cricketers and the modern sportsmen, you play in so many different teams with so many different players now and so many different coaches. If you don't know your own game well enough, then it's that's what you got to really be accountable of, is knowing your own game and knowing that you've been picked to do a specific skill in the squad. So you just got to go out and execute that. And then once we get to the ground and look at the pitch, and hopefully they've watered it for us, we can go there and sort of know what our game plan specifically more looks like. But there is like a T20 blueprint as such. But I guess that's always going to be tempered depending on opposition and conditions. Yeah, it was fun and games. I assume it'll be exactly the same. I think it's a great. We come in probably. We're very thankful for that Australian series to know how Bangladesh are going to approach us. But it's one thing knowing how they're going to approach us in those conditions, and it's another thing playing those conditions. So, I guess once we get out of isolation, get to the ground, have a look at the wickets. The guys have got plans that they're going to put into practice, and I guess they've just got to see over the next, 4 or 5 days of training before game one whether those plans are going to be able to execute on these types of wickets. But yeah, I think it's great. I think whenever Bangladesh comes to New Zealand, we produce sort of bouncy, pacey ones that they find uncomfortable, and when we come over here, we're going to produce ones that with that turn that we're potentially going to find uncomfortable. So I think it's great. Preparation before coming away was just. Had a few camps at Lincoln, and that was on some very, very tired wickets, which was great prep for us. And yeah, just before that, I've just been working all winter, really trying to prepare myself for the next phase of my life, Das. Being 34 and trying to get ready for the real world, and just spending as much time with the kids really as possible. Obviously away for a big stint now, and got a 5 and a 3-year-old, so. It's pretty difficult leaving the other day. I'm not going to lie about that. And but knowing that we're over here to do a job and to do them well and do New Zealand well, so it's a pretty big motivating factor. Look, Finn's just gutted like anyone would be. He's pretty upbeat though. I think he was just looking forward to seeing the guys after spending so much time away. He's been away since April from New Zealand, I think. So he's just looking forward to getting back and obviously seeing a few of his Wellington teammates and then meeting a few of the other guys in the squad or catching up with other people that he's played with in the past. So yeah, look, he's pretty disappointed, obviously, as you would be, but he's in good health and he's in pretty good spirits of getting better. So we just got to support him as much as we can, and then once he gets the all clear and all that, I'm sure the guys and the staff will get around him, and hopefully we see the best side of him. Hopefully he can play a couple of games. No, I don't think so. I think everyone was probably pretty prepared for someone to get COVID. I think it was always probably going to be realistic. And when guys, like you said, playing around the world and going around the world playing different teams, someone's going to catch it along the line. It's not a virus that takes any, sympathetic to anyone. So, we've been very fortunate, travelling over here, and the plans and the processes that the Bangladesh Cricket Board have put in have been amazing for us so far. So, touch wood that none of us get COVID whilst being in the Black Caps environment and in our bubble. And Bangladesh Cricket Board are doing a superb job at the moment to minimise those risks. Just a bit of life admin. I think everyone's been saving those little niggly bits of things that they needed to do, or in my case, updating your CV, Das, just in case, But just doing little things like that. Also, the test match actually starts at, the coverage starts at 2:30 in the afternoon here. So the test 3 against England and India. So that's going to take a good portion of the guys' days. So we're pretty thankful there's going to be some cricket on. That's all there is on over here. There's a few movies, cricket, and WWE wrestling. So that's all I've been watching is just the old wrestling. It's actually quite funny just to think the only things on the sports channels over here in Bangladesh is WWE and obviously cricket. So I don't think it'd be WWE, but it's been quite funny. Wow, no, yeah. I grew up in the era of the 90s, mate, the WWF, WCW battles. I was a WCW man, so I've only just seen a few of the episodes before. I saw something after SummerSlam or something. So I don't know. You guys should be covering that. Or was that just it was more entertainment than sport, isn't it? Well, it was a long experience because we had to catch the first. There's only one flight out of Wellington that left at 10 o'clock on Monday morning, and our flight was at 12:15 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So we had a good sort of 13-hour stint at the airport by the time we got there, and that 12, 13-hour stint. So it was a pretty tough, long experience, but getting off the plane and then just obviously going around, like James said, what the treatment was like. Yeah, we're very fortunate in the subcontinent that we get very well looked after. Cricket teams get very well looked after over here and get rolled out the red carpet. And yeah, it was no exception from what Bangladesh did. So again, I can only thank their cricket board and their government enough for doing what they did to let us be as safe as possible. So it was pretty seamless in that, and all the guys were very thankful and very just appreciative of the process. Yeah, I haven't actually. I don't think I've ever played with Ajaz Patel. I actually thought about that the other day looking on the plane. I haven't had much to do with Ajaz. I mean, left arm spinner. I'm a pace bowler, so I mean, I don't really want to talk to the spinners, but over here it looks like I'm going to have to because they're going to have to play a pretty big part. But that's probably the only person really that I haven't had much time with only being 6 domestic teams playing each other pretty regularly, and obviously being in New Zealand, well, being a fringe player of the New Zealand side for sort of 10 years or so now, we managed to sort of connect with quite a few people on the side along the way. Yeah, it is a little bit. I think we're just very fortunate to be able to play cricket at the current the way the world is with COVID, and obviously with New Zealand being level 4 lockdown. We're just so fortunate to be over here to be able to go out and represent our country. So I think it'll probably kick in a bit more once I'm allowed to leave my room and get to the training ground and actually see that we're not too far away from playing international cricket. I think that's probably when it will more kick in and become more real. But at the moment, it's sort of just, just waiting for just trying to fill your days in and do some stuff and waiting for the England-India match to start, really. Obviously, he come here in the 2016 Under-19 World Cup, so he's been here before, so that's great for him to have that experience of already being here. Well, he's going to love being in Bangladesh. He's loving the 3 days isolation so he can study. He loves studying, loves his heads in the book. I've never seen anyone so excited about spending 2 weeks in quarantine when on the way back so he can study for 14 days straight, 12 hours straight with no interruptions. So cricket could get in the way a little bit, Ginty, I think. But what I expect to see him to run in and just try and bowl fast. Really, obviously, the conditions probably won't be ideal for that, but I expect him to come in and be aggressive and use a bit of a change-up option as well. But to know that if he wants to, he probably may be able to scare a few of the Bangladeshi batters. But again, that's all conditions dependent. I mean, he'd probably rather prefer making his debut at Optus Stadium or at the Wacker, but if any time you get a chance to play for New Zealand, though, you don't turn it down, do you? So he'll be happy to hopefully debut in the same place that I did.